Part of me felt like giving him Pete Alonso's deal from last year because I don't think that he is the long-term solution for the New York Mets. I still don't feel that way. I do think, again, if you have the chance to get Kyle Tucker, I'm going to give him 6 years, $40 million, so $240.
You said you didn't want him. You're giving him.
Yeah, but if I'm going to try to get him, I'm going to get him.
We now welcome in John Jastremski and the soothsayer, Dani Wexelman. Dani, I need you to be my agent throwing out that kind of cash. You called it 240, but it's not the Mets, as Kyle Tucker picked the Dodgers. So what's your initial reaction?
I mean, looking back at that, and everyone was like, oh, it's way too much money. It wasn't enough. Jaw-dropping. Honestly, we were standing here and we got the news and my jaw was to the floor. And the first thing you think is, what the heck is going on? How can the Dodgers swoop in and take this guy and pay him that amount of money? It's really hard to wrap your head around that. I'll say this, it's not a reflection upon the New York Mets or the Toronto Blue Jays, right? You thought by offering, you heard Jim Duquette say $55 million seems to be the final offer for the average annual value. The Mets couldn't do any more than that. He didn't want to play in Queens. He doesn't want to play in Toronto. He wants to play with the evil empire, which is the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's how I see it now, and he's going to get paid. It's a heist. This is a heist for a guy who to me, I wouldn't pay him that much money.
I'm right there with you. $60 million a year for Kyle Tucker is absolute absurdity. And it doesn't end with the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's the bottom line. They've won back-to-back championships. The rich continue to get richer. And what bothers me, and I know people are going to say, oh, it's hypocritical. You saw those 90s Yankees teams. You had no problem when they spent. They develop talent. It feels like every offseason, it's get this guy, get that guy. It's a team full of hired guns and mercenaries. But to your point, I can't blame the guy. They've won the World Series each of the last 2 years. California's a great place to be, especially April and May. You don't got to deal with the slop of New York City, and you get to go play for a winner. So I get it. And if you gave me $60 million a year, I'd go to the Dodgers too.
It's a win-win for Kyle Tucker, no doubt about that. We now say salutations and welcome in Sal Licata. And Sal, you were all in on Tucker since the day Pete Alonso went to the Orioles. So how disappointing is it to lose out on another free agent for the Mets to the Dodgers?
Yeah, nothing they could do about it. I mean, I'm not as disappointed as you would think. At least the Mets tried. I mean, the Yankees were nowhere to be seen. Most other teams had no business in there. The Mets probably drove that price up on the Dodgers, which got them to $60 million a year. I don't even think he's worth $40 million a year. So forget $60 million. The Mets were in a position where they said, hey, money doesn't mean anything to them. It doesn't matter. King Cohen's got the money. So you know what? On a short-term deal, we'll give you the $50 million a year, which is absurd. But they were hoping that it would land them Kyle Tucker, and in the short term, they'd have a better team. The idea, though, that he's going to leave for $60 million, the Mets did all they could. I can't fault them. My issue is, it's not one of disappointment, and I don't care about Kyle Tucker. My issue is, what now? That's the big problem that I have with the Mets, because they kind of needed Kyle Tucker here to really revamp that lineup.
All right, Sal, that leads us to our next question now. How aggressive do the Mets now need to be in the Cody Bellinger market?
I don't want him. I don't think because you missed out on a better player, you then go aggressively after a lesser player. I think the Yankees maxed out the offer for Bellinger for what he's worth at 5 years, $30 million a year. That means for the Mets to get him, they'd have to go over that. And I'm not giving Cody Bellinger 6 years at $30 million a year. I'm just not doing it. So I think he's a good fit. Certainly defensively, he can play center, left, first base. He's been proven in New York. I don't think he's going to be as good offensively with the Mets as he is in the Yankees lineup with Aaron Judge and with that stadium. So I would reassess everything, but I would not all of a sudden panic and go overpay for Cody Bellinger. I'm not doing that if I'm the Mets.
Sal, I'm right there with you because it reeks of desperation. And let's just acknowledge the fact Cody Bellinger is a great fit in Yankee Stadium playing 81 games a year. Is Cody Bellinger going to perform the same way offensively, 81 games at Citi Field? I don't see it that way. If I'm the Mets, give me a pivot of Bo Bichette over Cody Bellinger who would fit the team, and I'll try to draw up my infield in a drastically different way. And then I'm all in on the idea of adding pitching. You know I haven't been totally on board with the idea of Framber Valdez. How about a Freddie Peralta trade? How about signing Zach Gallen? Now, is that going to make you a better team than the Los Angeles Dodgers? It's not. But, Danny, let's be real. What move can the Mets make between now and opening day that's going to allow them to seriously close that gap?
Well, and I think that they have some strengths, right? We do know the farm system is really good. You're excited about those guys. That's not going to win you a World Series. What they have is not going to win them a World Series. I still like Cody Bellinger. I understand what everyone's saying about his numbers at Yankee Stadium, but this is a guy who can play center field. They need an upgrade there, the Mets do. He can play first base. They need an upgrade there. He can bat behind Juan Soto. The thing we haven't all said, by the way, is who is protecting the asset, the $1 billion asset of the New York Mets? Nobody. There's no one in that lineup. You're not better. And so bring Bellinger in. Maybe Bichette, he could play third, he could play second base. Bo Bichette is underrated. If Kyle Tucker got 60 average annual value, by the way, Bo Bichette should get 80. Bo is a better player. Bo is a better player than Kyle Tucker is, and I'd bet on him long term. So you pivot there. I like Freddie Peralta. I like Framber Valdez. And Sal's talking about you don't want to be reactive, right? Now that you missed out, don't be reactive. But guess what? While the Dodgers have been playing checkers, right, or chess, everyone else is playing checkers. And so it's time to join the Dodgers and beat them at their own game.
Two thoughts. Reeks of desperation. I think they are desperate at this point. And to your point, if Dante Bichette's going to get $80 million and this guy Tucker's getting $60 million, Aaron Judge should hold out.